Ja, willkommen zurück. Heute wollen wir uns das neue Monkey Island Spiel Return to Monkey Island anschauen. Erste Mal im Spiel, heute ganz frisch rausgekommen, wird natürlich erst später bei mir auf dem Kanal laufen. Nichtsdestotrotz schauen wir uns das jetzt mal an. Schau dir das Album an, wenn du neu bei Monkey Island bist oder eine Auffrischung brauchst.
Hey, wanna see my mighty pirate scrapbook? It's filled with my adventures.
Was bisher geschah.
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a mighty pirate. That's me, Guybrush Threepwood. In the old days, you became a pirate by completing 3 trials to prove your worth.
Übrigens auch alles nachzuvollziehen in den meinen bisherigen Monkey Island Let's Plays. Ich verlinke die unten in der Videobeschreibung. Da könnt ihr euch die Original Teil 1 bis 5 nochmal zu Gemüte führen. Aber weiter im Text.
Treasure hunting is important for any pirate. Mastering sword fighting was more a matter of wits than agility. The test of thievery involved breaking into the governor's mansion. The security was heavy. The pirate leaders were in charge of the 3 trials, acting as judge, jury, executioner, and devoted grog tasters. This is when I met Elaine, the love of my life. She was governor at the time. Things took an unexpected turn while I was working on the 3 trials. Elaine was kidnapped and taken to Monkey Island by the nefarious ghost pirate LeChuck. I scraped together a crew. Carla, Otis, and Meathook joined me on my voyage to Monkey Island to save Elaine. LeChuck thought he was in love with Elaine. My first ship was the Sea Monkey. I bought it at Stan's used ships with a letter of credit that I, sort of falsified. Monkey Island was a steaming volcanic mystery, covered with jungle and not found on any map. You had to brew a special potion just to find Monkey Island. I made some substitutions, but it got us there just the same. There were some people living there who claimed to be cannibals, but I think it was just a show for the tourists. On the island was a gigantic monkey head statue with hidden catacombs underneath. The monkey head opened with a special key that you stuck in its ear. I met an old castaway there, Herman Toothrot. He and the locals wrote a lot of indignant letters to each other. LeChuck's ghostly ship was anchored in a lake of lava hidden beneath the island's surface. We wound up back on Melee Island for the stunning conclusion to my first big adventure. I made it to the church just in time to stop the wedding. Or so I thought. It turned out Elaine already had everything under control. How does she do that? By then, I had learned that ghosts like LeChuck are vulnerable to root beer. Just trust me, it works, okay? I defeated LeChuck and he basically exploded. It was the beginning of something magical.
Tja, das war Teil 1 und jetzt Teil 2.
These are from the time I went to find the treasure of Big Whoop. I met my good friend Wally, who makes maps, and I stole his monocle. Good times. The mysterious voodoo lady at the International House of Mojo taught me to make a voodoo doll, which came in handy more than once. The map to the treasure had been torn into 4 pieces, which, let's face it, is about as piratey as it gets. Elaine always seems to know when I need her. Again, it came down to just me and LeChuck at the end. He was using magic, but then, so was I. One time, Elaine got turned into a statue. Well, LeChuck was behind it, of course. That guy never gives up. It was around this time that I met Murray, the allegedly all-powerful demonic skull, after a rousing sea battle. I erupted a volcano on purpose. There's not a lot I wouldn't do for Elaine. I got buried alive. Things backfired on LeChuck because Elaine and I got married when it was all over. Game, set, matchmaker. This was a great day. Though in retrospect, we shouldn't have had the scum bar handle the catering. Elaine and me together forever. The daggers are symbolic of cutting through troubles, I think. I wrote a great haiku for the wedding invitation. I don't know why you have to have candy-coated almonds at a wedding, but apparently you do. That's either Elaine's wedding veil or my handkerchief. we got them to match. This is the daisy we stomped on together. Wedding traditions are weird.
Genau.
Oh man, this was that crazy time LeChuck teamed up with an Australian billionaire and tried to use a mystical talisman to make Elaine his bride. The ultimate insult wasn't really ultimate or even an insult at all. Or was it? Everything started because they thought Elaine was dead, so they held an election to replace her. LeChuck and I battled it out on a grand scale that time. I made a goofy monster out of prosthetic body parts. It didn't help with anything, but I had fun doing it. LeChuck and I battled it out on a grand scale that time. Then there was the time I accidentally let loose LeChuck's pox over the entire Caribbean. Or so it seemed. I had to wear a hook for a while. It came in handy. The death card doesn't usually represent literal physical death, except when it does. I went on trial for my life on 4 separate charges. I defended myself, of course. Oh, here's that voodoo doll from the end of my Big Whoop adventure. I defeated LeChuck with this. His leg came off as easy as tearing a loaf of bread.
Notiz an mich selbst, mehr Papier für den Rest meiner Abenteuer besorgt. Okay, und wie gesagt, diese ganzen Abenteuer kann man hier auf dem Kanal nacherleben. Teil 1 bis 5 und jetzt sind wir bei der 6 bzw. 2,5. Also würde ich sagen, starten wir ein neues Spiel. Einfacher Modus, die ganze Geschichte, der ganze Spaß, aber mit gelegentlichen Rätseln für den vielbeschäftigten Spieler. Oder schwerer Modus, mehr Rätsel, schwere Rätsel, einfach affenstark für den Profi-Abenteuerspieler, der alles will. Wir machen natürlich den schweren Modus. Auf geht's! Auftakt. Eine unerwartete Geschichte beginnt.
Take this, LeChuck!
Guybrush, come over here. Gently now. Remove my mask.
Will you promise to stop picking on me?
All right, I promise. Anything. Just put my leg back on.
Hey, you kids. You're not supposed to be in here.
What's next?
Let's goof on those two. Pretend they're our parents.
Yeah! Sorry we ran off. You were probably worried about murderers and ne'er-do-wells.
Don't worry, I found him.
Come on, let's go.
Let's pretend I have powers that make lightning come out of my eyes.
It's so lifelike.
I wonder if it's real.
Ja, wir sehen hier das Ende von Teil 2.
Sorry, boys, could you stop following us? It's creepy.
Yes,
Sir. Come on. I saw a scurvy dog shack back there.
Scurvy dogs. I've never had one of those.
No way. You have to try one. It's the best thing you'll ever eat in your life. No fooling.
Wow.
Machen wir ins Inventar. Ich habe eine To-Do-Liste. Scurvy Dogs kaufen. Okay. Ein paar Scurvy Dogs besorgen. Was steht da?
The words don't look like words, but there's a picture of a scurvy dog.
Na gut. Mit Blumsklo herumspielen.
It's locked. Maybe one of the shops has a key.
I once got a scurvy dog that was bigger than my head.
Okay, wir sollen wahrscheinlich wirklich dahin gehen. Chucky fesseln, kann man das machen?
Hey, Chucky, stand over here for a minute.
Nah, I want to get scurvy dogs.
Okay, wir gehen ja schon zu den Scurvy Dogs, also rein da. Schlüssel an einem
They put
Holzbein.
it on a leg to keep you from walking off with it.
Some places you go have scurvy dogs with
Those glasses are thicker than the layer of grease on the floor.
Nochmal über die Brille.
Those glasses are thicker than the layer of grease on the floor.
Okay,
I don't see very well, but I can hear just fine.
wenn wir es nochmal sagen.
Those glasses are thicker than the layer of grease on the floor.
Sagt er nichts mehr, dann reden wir mal mit ihm.
You kids better have money.
Yeah, we've got all kinds of money. Can we get a couple of scurvy dogs?
Sure. If you give me a piece of 8, that's money that grown-ups use.
I know what a piece of 8 is.
Good for you. You can have a couple of dogs if you give me one.
Please? Can't you spare something for a couple of hungry kids?
Listen up, you little moocher. Let me tell you something. I don't like kids. I'm an honest businessman trying to make an honest living. I don't need 50 kids a day coming in and wasting my time trying to get me to give them free food.
I guess never mind.
Hey, I know. Let's look for change in the outhouse across the way. Coins fall out of people's pockets when they sit down in there.
Okay. Das ist eine Holzbein.
I once had the hiccups for 4 days straight.
I'll bring this right back, sir.
You'd be wise to do that. I got the leg from the last kid who didn't bring back the key.
Okay, komm schon, geh mir. So, jetzt gehen wir ins Klo. Plums Klo.
It's locked.
Na gut,
Good thing
dann.
I've got the key in my pocket.
Good, you unlocked it.
Nach Münzen im Dreckhaufen suchen, bitteschön.
I don't see any coins, and I'm not putting my hands in that.
Did you know you can keep a scurvy dog warm by sticking it in your armpit?
It isn't a piece of 8, but it's a round piece of metal about the same size and shape as a piece of 8.
That's called a slug. It's like a fake coin.
A fake coin is almost as good as a real coin.
Genau. Der ist ja sieht ja nicht so gut, ne?
Chucky, why don't you look in the toilet?
No way. You do it.
Okay. Gross. Gross.
Schlamm riechen.
Ugh, what is this stuff? It smells the same as the toilet. Please wash hands before leaving outhouse.
Okay.
I'm not touching that gunk. It seems more like something Chucky would do.
In France, they call a scurvy dog a chien scorbut.
I'm not sure how we can get scurvy dogs without any pieces of 8.
We might have all we need. I don't think that guy can see very well.
Okay, das ist ein Hinweis. Er wäscht sich jetzt nie nochmal den Mund. Der Hände und jetzt gehen wir wieder raus. Aus Plums Klo. So, wieder hier und dann gibt man dem mal diese falschen 50er. Den hübschen falschen 50er ansehen, den ich gefunden
It
habe.
looks like a piece of 8 if you don't see very well.
Ja, bitteschön.
What can we get with this?
Tastes like a piece of 8. Enough for a couple of scurvy dogs if you want.
Perfect!
Take 'em, boy.
What are you getting?
What?
Just kidding. Here's yours. So good. What do you want to do now?
I don't know. What do you want to do? I can stand on my head without using my hands. I wonder where those 2 people we were following went.
Gut, den können wir ja hinterher, aber jetzt kann er ja mal hier Chucky fest.
Hey, Chucky, stand over here for a minute.
No way.
Okay, macht er nicht.
Exhibit removed. Aww.
Okay. Die
Let's
gruselige
not
Tür.
go back there again. We'll just get yelled at.
Okay, na dann gucken wir wirklich dahin, wo die Eltern verschwunden sind. Die, beziehungsweise
Hey,
auch einfach
Chucky,
noch
get
herum.
ready to run. I guess they don't like visitors. Wakey, wakey, Mr. Pirate. Hello? Phil!
Ah, he's dead to the world.
Sounds real.
I once ate 2 scurvy dogs at the same time.
Na gut, dann jetzt hinterher. Lass uns in diese Richtung gehen.
That's my friend Dee. Hey, Dee.
Hey, Chucky, what are you jerk faces up to?
We just got here.
I'm making a list of stuff to do.
Give me that. I'm an expert planner. There. Perfect. See you around the park, shitheads.
Okay, dann gucken wir mal unsere neue To-Do-Liste an. Ein bisschen vom Scurvy Dog nehmen. Nehmen wir mal ein bisschen. Komm.
I'm
So,
having these for breakfast, lunch, and dinner forever.
okay. So, herumalbern, erkunden, den Anker ansehen, Chucky in einem Rennen schlagen, die Ende füttern, etwas Soße zu meinem Scurvy Dog hinzufügen, Schwertkampf üben, 4-blättiges Kleeblatt finden, sich etwas am Wunschbrunnen wünschen und unsere echten Eltern finden. Na, das wird ja was. Also, den Anker können wir schon mal ansehen. Los geht's.
That's a cool anchor.
That just shows how little you know about anchors. This one's not a very good example. You'd know that if you read as much about anchors as I have. Did you know that anchors originally weren't designed to hold ships in place? They were used in combat, shot from cannons as a grapple when you were trying to board another ship. They started making them bigger and bigger because they would do more damage that way. Then, people noticed what happened when you missed the other ship and hit the sea bottom instead. The current bow-shaped design is actually less effective than the sharper V-shaped design that was popular last century. But the older design went out of fashion after sailors started to think the letter V was bad luck. You can still find the old kind around sometimes, but collectors have grabbed most of them. On a modern anchor, if you look close, you can tell that one side is a little larger than the other. That's to prevent what's called plummeting, where the anchor goes down too evenly, and then it doesn't catch well on the bottom. The little flanges at the tips are at different angles to make it twist on the way down for the same reason. Most anchors these days are made of iron, and you have to recast them like twice a year because they rust. About 30 years ago, somebody thought of a way to get around that by making them out of wood instead. All kinds of people invested a lot of money in these wooden anchor companies. But the only way they could keep them from floating was to attach another anchor. And so they gave up and went back to the old way. The word anchor comes from the Sanskrit word nagara, meaning city. They're called that because when you stop in the middle of the ocean, it's like you've made port at an invisible city. Yeah, I'm kind of an expert on anchors. I read a lot.
Okay, aber nicht. Wenn du etwas verpasst hast, kannst du Komma drücken, um die vorherigen Zeilen zu sehen. Na gut, ich habe nichts verpasst. Über den Anker haben wir jetzt geredet.
I have an extra tooth in the back. I can feel it with my tongue.
So, wir wollen mal in so einem Wettrennen hier.
Hey, Chucky, wanna race?
You're on.
I'll officiate. 3, 2, 1, go!
Zu spät.
Chucky wins!
Woohoo! Yeah!
Next time for sure.
So, jetzt
Did
gucken
you
wir mal,
know your feet won't smell?
was wir noch auf dem Herumalbern und Erkunden. Chucky im Rennen schlagen. Aha. Muss man auch noch schlagen im Rennen. Wie schlagen wir den denn im Rennen? Müssen wir uns bestimmt noch was ausdenken.
You up for another race?
You're on.
I'll officiate. 3, 2, 1, go!
Ja, das ist ja viel schneller als
Chucky
wir.
wins!
Oder man muss mehrmals klicken. Probieren wir auch nochmal.
Yeah!
Next time for sure. You up for another race?
You're on.
I'll officiate. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so ging's.
I bet I've known Chucky longer than you have.
No chance. We go way back.
I wonder where this path goes.
Excuse me,
Yes?
could we have some of your bread to feed the duck?
I don't think so. We brought it for ourselves.
Excuse me,
Yes?
will you pretend to be our parents again?
What do you mean, again?
Run along and find your real parents.
Excuse me,
Yes?
Okay.
never
No.
mind.
At home, I've got a collection of old scurvy dog sticks.
Hey, hands off!
I wonder where this path goes.
Na gut, dann gehen wir es
I
mal.
want to feed the duck.
Das machen wir auch noch.
Don't feed the duck. What's this red glob on the ground?
That's ketchup. It's supposed to be really good with scurvy dogs. You're not going to touch the ground with your scurvy dog.
No, of course not. Gross.
Na gut, dann nicht.
Do you want a sword fight with me?
You don't look very challenging.
Do you want a sword fight with me?
You don't look very challenging.
Okay, dann müssen wir uns...
Let's be frank. You can never hope to beat me.
No way! You'll never catch up to my level.
I win.
I win.
Nuh-uh.
You guys are both pretty weak.
Well, anyway, that was fun. Do you want a sword fight with me?
I've seen you fight. Come back in a few years, maybe.
Ja,
I wonder where this path goes.
wir versuchen es nochmal. Ich werde kampflos nochmal. Vielleicht werden wir ja
Your
besser.
sword is as sharp as a banana.
I'll still tear you down to size.
I for sure won that one.
In your dreams.
You fight like kids.
Na gut.
You're about as scary as a bowl of oatmeal.
I'll be sure to break you fast.
I'm so the best at this.
Almost as good as me.
I've seen better footwork from a footstool.
Okay, das reicht wahrscheinlich
Do
nicht.
you want a sword fight with me?
I've seen you fight. Come back in a few years, maybe.
I
Okay.
once ate 2 scurvy dogs at the same time.
Do not pick the four-leaf clovers. As if.
So.
I found one.
Awesome.
There was still one left. Darn.
Did you know your feet won't smell if you don't wash them?
Do you like to hunt for four-leaf clovers?
Yeah, I leave them where they are and take the extra leaves off. I want things to be even.
Okay. Wir haben eine Münze gefunden.
I should throw my coin in and make a wish.
Ja, was wünschen wir uns denn? Verschwinden. Coole Pflanze, noch ein Skirvita. Rückwärts sprechen.
I wish Chucky had a mustache.
Ah! Whoa!
So, das war wieder eins auf der Liste fertig. Ende, Füttern, Soße. Und die echten Eltern. Okay, dann wird's da langsam.
Are we done here? We might not be able to come back if we head this way.
Da sind wir ja noch nicht fertig, also mal gucken.
What you looking at?
Those kids jumping rope down there? They're doing it wrong.
Okay, das sind 4-blättrige Kleeblätter. Wo kriege ich denn hier diese Entenzeug, das Brot? Ja, normal mit Ente füttern, Soße hinzufügen. Gut. Was haben wir denn alles Schönes? Nee.
At home, I've got a collection of old scurvy dog sticks that fills a whole shoebox.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Never mind.
So. Nee. Vielleicht können wir noch was bei dem Verkäufer machen.
I have an extra tooth in the back. I can feel it with my tongue.
So, gib erstmal den Schlüssel.
Hey, Chucky, get ready to run. I guess they don't like visitors. Here's your key back.
Put it back on the hook. I'm not your monkey.
Hey, look, I'm returning the key.
You want a medal?
I have an extra tooth in the back. I can feel it with my tongue.
So,
I wonder if this is drinking water.
den kann man nicht ins Fass tun. Dann gehen wir wieder hier rüber. Okay. Was für in den Korb ist?
I wonder what's in that basket.
Let's find out.
What do you think you're doing? Kids these days have no regard for personal property.
And no.
Gotta run!
How rude.
Okay, so haben wir Brot gekriegt. Was? Den Ketchup nehmen? Dann nehmen wir ihn mit. Finde ich nicht. Chucky, mal weg da. Chucky. Zack, schon
You should
haben wir.
put that on your scurvy dog.
Ja, ja. Jetzt war was für die niedliche Ente füttern. Okay, das kann zwar hier drüben. Aber wir haben sie halt auch gefüttert. Ne? Ist abgehakt. Oder? Ist abgehakt? Ja, nur noch Soße auf dem Scurvy Dog. Und dann machen wir doch gleich. Soße, zack.
In France, they call a scurvy dog a chien scorbut.
So, eine gute.
I bet I've known Chucky longer than you have.
No chance. We go way back.
So, wir haben jetzt eigentlich alles von der Liste, oder? Unsere echten Eltern finden. Dann gucken wir mal. Hier haben wir sie nicht gefunden, also gehen wir hier raus. Oh,
Hey, Dad.
Hello, Mr. Threepwood.
Hey, kids. Having fun?
Yeah.
We got scurvy dogs.
Those have toenails and stuff in them. Ugh, I read about it.
And we were playing your adventures. We just did Big Whoop.
Big whoop. Oh, boy. That takes me back.
I like it when Chucky asks me to put his leg back on. He says it really funny.
You guys always make up the craziest stuff for the ending of that story.
It's fun.
But you can't just change it around. That's not how storytelling works.
A lot of your stories don't feel like they're finished at the end.
What do you mean?
Well, like, there's this one that you call The Secret of Monkey Island, where you went to Monkey Island and fought LeChuck.
Oh, that story has a great ending. There's punching and fireworks. I thought you liked that one.
But you never did find the secret. Not the real one.
Sure, but that's not what that story was about. Kids, let me tell you a story that is about finding the secret of Monkey Island.
Is this a long story?
I think maybe I gotta go use the bathroom or something.
Yeah, I have to go walk my tarantula.
Maybe I should go with them.
No, stick around. This is a good one. See, there was a rumor going around that my old nemesis, LeChuck, had somehow discovered the exact location of the secret of Monkey Island. I knew I had to get it before he did, so I went to Melee to get my own expedition started and beat him to the punch.
okay. Jetzt wissen wir schon mal, was das Ende von Teil 2 zu bedeuten hatte. Und jetzt haben wir praktisch die Vorgeschichte durchgespielt und es geht das eigentliche Spiel los, tief in der Karibik. Die Insel Melee Island. Return to Monkey Island. Monkey Island, geschafft von Ron Gilbert. Entwurf von Ron Gilbert und Dave Crossman. Ich lese jetzt nicht die ganzen Leute vor, die hier mitgemacht haben, beziehungsweise mitgewirkt. Schauen wir uns erstmal den Vorspann an. Teil 1. Ein freundlicher Ort.
Feels good to be back on Melee Island, the hub of pirating in the Caribbean, where every good expedition begins. I'll see some old pals and get things rolling. Or sailing in this case. Hi, I'm Guybrush Threepwood. Remember me?
Haven't seen you in a while, Threepwood. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know, freebooting mostly, swashing buckles and so on. But now I'm getting an expedition together to find the secret of Monkey Island.
Oh, you're sailing with LeChuck.
What? LeChuck's here in Melee? Is there widespread panic? Are people evacuating?
He doesn't seem interested in carnage at the moment. Ship's just here taking on supplies and crew, as far as I can tell.
Well, anyway, no, I'm not sailing with LeChuck. You know my history with him. LeChuck kidnapped my wife. He's always had designs on her. I sailed to Monkey Island to find them and get her back.
Oh, I thought you weren't married yet when that happened. And didn't she more or less rescue herself?
That's not the point. He's an evil zombie ghost pirate, terror of the seas, and sometimes the land. A nefarious, conniving, murdering scallywag. A depraved, ruthless villain. And a loud talker. And I'm not those things.
They say opposites attract, but what do I know?
We've been enemies for my whole career. Everywhere I go, there he is. He plagues me. He's my nemesis.
Funny. He said the same thing about you.
That guy steals all my best ideas.
Are you sure it isn't the other way around? Seems like he was here first.
I don't know how he found out, but I'm sure he's just doing this to get one up on me. I'm mounting my own voyage. Mine.
Well, you'd better get cracking then. LeChuck's loading up on the outer dock as we speak.
Well, I'm gonna hire a ship and a crew and beat him to the punch. Just as soon as I can get someone to back the venture. I'm a little short on funds at the moment.
In that case, you'll want to go talk to the pirate leaders at the Scum Bar.
Exactly. That's why I came to Melee. It'll be great to see those old guys again. We'll knock back a grog and hash out the details.
Scum Bar, by the docks. Long table in the back.
I know where I'm going.
We'll see.
Okay.
I detect a certain resemblance here.
Yes, it looks a lot like an owl, doesn't it?
Also im ersten Teil hat er ja sehr wenig gesehen, aber jetzt scheint er schon gut sehen zu können. Ich kann ja noch ein wenig mit dem alten Piratenspiel plaudern.
Shouldn't you be on your way to the Scum Bar to talk to the pirate leaders?
Well, I was just about to head down there.
Na gut, dann machen wir uns auf den Weg, aber das machen wir dann in der nächsten Folge. Für heute haben wir schon mal gelernt, was es mit dem Ende von Monkey Island 2 auf sich hat. Und das ist doch sehr interessant gelaufen und jetzt geht das eigentliche Abenteuer los. Beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin sage ich Tschüss, macht's gut. Euer Astronier. Tschüssi.